Hello friends, today we are going to discuss one important aspect at supervisory level. Though it is at supervisory level, still it is important in every aspect of life. It is known as coordinating. So, coordinating is nothing but work in a team. Let me give an example. If 10 persons are going to shift one big and heavy table, then all have to coordinate their efforts. Take an example, if one person is saying that, or if 5 out of 10 are saying no, we are differentiating from remaining 5, we have some differences of opinion with remaining 5, and let 5 can work their share now, and then only we can work. So, obviously, the heavy table which needs 10 person to shift is not possible. Coordination means each and every person, in spite of differences of opinion, if any, should work at a time and at an instance only, not only at a time, he should work, and this is known as coordinating. If one person also could not work for that, then the work is not completed. Let me give second example. Take your favorite example of cricket match. If a bowler is bowling to a batsman, and if there is a catch, and catch taking player is saying that no, bowler is my enemy, I have difference of opinion with him, I will not take a catch, and he will drop, then what would happen? The team will be in trouble. So, every person must work to complete the task. If a player is throwing a ball to run out the batsman towards a wicket keeper, and wicket keeper is not attending because the person throwing a ball is his enemy or is his person who is having difference of opinion, and he is not paying attention, then obviously the benefit will be towards batsman. So, coordination, you must come to know that at the same instance, each and every person should work to accomplish the task. There are number of scientific definitions, but it is integration of task of many members is nothing at a time is nothing but a coordination. This coordination of integration or integration of a task is to accomplish a common goal of an organization. It is also orderly arrangement of group efforts to accomplish or to complete the common aim of an organization. Now, let us study in detail the functions of or features of coordination. The first feature should be common goal, common aim. Take an example of your favorite cricket team. The aim is to accomplish a victory over rival, over another team, and in that common aim, everyone should play. There are numerous examples in sports, and that is why a sports person is preferred in an organization to work at different level, because he knows the importance of coordination. If there is a running between two batsmen, and if there is difference of opinion between two, then there might be chances of run out of anyone. So, coordination is at every level in sports. Why in sports? Because that is a teamwork, and that teamwork needs in an organization also. The second feature is group efforts. Each and every member in a group should do the allotted task to him or her in order to achieve the first feature, that is common goal. No one can run from their allotted work. It is a managerial activity, means manager should coordinate all the efforts, he should assign duties, he should assign group efforts in order to accomplish common goal. Unity of action. Just in the start, I have quoted one example. If a big table or big box is to shift from one place to another, there must be unity of direction. No one should pull in opposite side, otherwise there is lack of coordination and the work cannot be completed. Another feature of coordination, it is a continuous process. After accomplishing a particular task, there is another task, because in an organization it is a series of tasks in order to accomplish a final aim. Another feature of coordination is it is synthesis of efforts. It is a chain of efforts of different departments in order to accomplish our common aim. Another function is it is a essence of management. That means it is not a separate function. You cannot separate it from any other function. It is a essence. It is summative efforts that can be put into action as another work is also going on. Deliberate effort. It is a deliberative effort, because coordination, one has to coordinate different departments, different persons, different tasks in order to accomplish a common minimum goal. Necessary obligation. Take again example of a sports team. Necessary obligation means captain is authorized to take every action to coordinate, and hence obligations is towards captain if there is a win or a loss. Then coordination, is it a cooperation? No, cooperation is a different term. Coordination is a collective, timely, coordinative work is known as coordination. It is orderly arrangement of unity of action at that particular instance. But cooperation is voluntary action of an employee for accomplishing particular purpose. That means coordination is different from cooperation. Cooperation is nothing but willingness to help each other, and coordination is a compulsory task. It is not a voluntary act or activity. Then what is the significance of coordination? Without coordination, no group task or no any task, underline in the word, underline for the word any. Without coordination, no any task can be completed in an organization, or else we can say that mess will happen. There is haphazard decisions, haphazard work, haphazard issues in an organization without coordination. With coordination, different benefits can be achieved, like accomplishing non-routine jobs, dynamic activities, like just I have given example in the starting, shifting of a heavy object. That is a very haphazard example. That is very simple example. We can take this example as a household work also. No coordination is possible with one or two employees. Big work to be completed, that means dynamic activities. Specialization as well as interdependent activities. Standard of performance is possible. It promotes group efforts. It promotes unity of activity also. And last but not the least, it creates synergy in the department among the employees, among the different departments in an organization. Now let us discuss the techniques of coordination. Some of the techniques includes clearly defined objectives of an organization. The second one, effective chain of command, because in order to coordinate, just now we have seen the difference between coordination and cooperation. Cooperation is voluntary, coordination is not voluntary, it is compulsory. So, unity of effective chain of command. One must command in order to cooperate, again that is cooperate in order to coordinate different tasks. In order to effective coordinate, one has to chalk out precise and comprehensive programs and policies and planning. There should be official or unofficial way of cooperation or culture of cooperation should be developed among all the employees in order to cooperate. So, in order to coordinate, that means cooperation is one way to enhance coordination. The liaising between different departments and officer is also a means of coordination. Induction and workflows are the techniques of coordination. That means each and every person should know the work style of different departments. And last but not the least, it is incentives, a very chocolate or motivation to employees is to give incentives in different forms in order to enhance coordination. In short, coordination is necessary at every instance, not only in organization, but where there is a scope for teamwork. In spite of coordination, nothing can be achieved.